How many women do you think you've catfished?
That's quite a few.
More than 10?
Yes.
More than 40?
Yes.
100?
More than that.
More than
100.
Yes.
Over how many years?
Since I was like 19.
That's 15 years.
Yes.
Wow.
He's calling more than 100 quite a few. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for your support so far. I don't take that for granted. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe if you're yet to do so. Today's video is on dating app and the scam that women experience on dating app. Online dating turns minefield for women.
Kevin Gates have been corresponding for about a year now.
This woman thinks she's in a relationship with Kevin Gates.
First message looked like, "Thank you, my #1 fan. Without fans like you, I'm nothing."
But Kevin Gates needs money from her?
I probably given him maybe like 5,000, 6,000.
Jerlisa has sent thousands of dollars to help her favorite rapper stay out of jail.
I'm still his #1 fan and I adore his music.
She's reached out to us to find out if this is her dream man or just another romance scammer.
So it would be nice for him to be who he say he is. That would be lovely. I really need to know who I'm talking to.
Many women are getting catfished, scammed, deceived, exploited by men on dating apps and dating sites. The recent online dating is synonymous with swimming with sharks.
Worst thing I've ever done after a breakup is catfish my ex.
What does that even mean?
I made an Instagram profile.
Oh my god.
I bought followers.
Oh my heaven on earth.
No, this guy was popping.
This guy was, that's a sick sentence.
And I knew her type.
You made a fake person.
Let me preface that. I was like 15, 16 years old.
Unacceptable.
I went to Google Images and I typed in attractive light-skinned male.
Oh my god. No, this is bad.
I screenshotted the first dude because I knew her type. I knew what she wanted. I knew it wasn't me.
Oh my god.
We weren't broken up. We were still together. I just knew she was cheating on me. So what I did was I made this fake Instagram profile and then I DM'd her and she DM'd back. This was my girlfriend at the time still. She was just cheating. I DM'd her and we had great conversation. She was really feeling this guy. I knew what kind of date she liked. She loved hammocks. That's where our first date was.
In a hammock?
I missed her.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't.
I DM'd her and I was like, let's go on a hammock date. I knew that she would go. She said yes. Now it's go time. I already knew she's a cheater because she said yes to this date, but I was going to see the whole plan through. So I go to this park.
Oh my god.
And I see her car pulling up. I see her go to the spot that we said we were going to meet at. And then I go.
I would have called the police. I swear to god.
She looks so good. She never dressed that nice for me. And then I went to where she was. And she saw me see her. And I walk up to her and I go, she looks me dead in the eyes, Cam. And she goes, "You're such a loser." And I said, "I'm sorry."
You did not apologize. Oh my god.
We went to In-N-Out after.
Oh my god. Oh my. Shout out to her, one, to still take your creep ass to go get
me. She's the cheater.
Yeah, so screw her for cheating. Shout out to her for still eating food with you.
She made me pay for it still.
He's not consistent with his statement. He started off by saying the worst thing he ever did after the breakup. During the course of his narration, he said they were still dating. He repeated that twice. And then he said he knew she was cheating. Later on, he said he knew she was cheating because she accepted to go on the dates with a catfish. What's going on? I see the reason why the lady wasn't sure of him, because it's like he speaks from both sides of his mouth. He's saying this, he's saying this. Just say you decided to try out your woman. Probably you've been on dating sites and you've been catfishing other people. So you decided to try that out on her. If you've been a good boyfriend to her, I don't think she would be looking for someone else. Some people are different. Some people, even if you treat them right, they might perceive it to be you treating them wrongly and they can never stay in one relationship. Those are exceptions. Those are not the people I'm talking about here. Let's assume he was with a normal girl. If he's treated her rightly, I don't think she will be on dating site looking for who to date. The fact that she's on dating sites tells that she's not happy with her current relationship. I know some people go on dating sites just to make friends and all that, but I feel like the reason why she's there and she was willing to meet someone shows that she's not happy with the current man she is with. And this man is here telling stories that are not in sync. It's not funny the way he's talking and laughing. There's really nothing funny about that. From the way he told the story, I feel like this is something he's been doing because he sounded like someone that knows how to do it. You get? It's not funny. Catfishing steals away someone's time, destroys people emotionally because some people fall in love with someone they've not even met. Human beings are wired differently.
When you show up for a date / D appointment and it's a 500-pound man. Listen, Neve has taught me better, but I was apparently being a dumbass. I talked to this man every day for 3 weeks on the phone throughout the day. Listen, we had some spicy conversations. We had some great life conversations. I was so excited to meet him. I drove 2 hours away to meet him at this fancy hotel where we were gonna eat at a 5-star restaurant. Red flag one, I show up and he doesn't meet me in the lobby. He says, hey, can you come up to the room? I'm trying to finish getting ready. So I'm like, okay. I go up to the room. He opens the door. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. I think I have the wrong room. I go to Jet. He's like, no, Taylor, it's John. You didn't realize you were going on a date with my 600-pound life. So I was like, okay, King. And then him and I just bust out laughing. I know what y'all are wondering. Just know the answer is yes. Yes, I did. And shit, I'd do it again. After John said he was going to go get our food. But he left and never came back.
I have a question. How do people get catfished in this recent day and age where you have most phones that have cameras? You have phones that you can easily make video calls on and see the person you're talking to. Even some of the dating sites and apps, they have tools that you can use. I mean, they give room for you to make video calls. You have opportunity to make video calls on those dating sites, and people are still getting catfished. I've heard people tell stories of chatting with someone for months without seeing the person. I don't understand it. And then you meet someone, you don't video call the person, then you book a date to go meet the person in person. Isn't that risky? I don't get it. It just tells you that people are different. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. Like, people think differently. Even in recent times, some people are still behind. That's what I think, because I don't know why someone would make such a huge mistake in this day and age. There's no level of manipulation that can explain that. The only thing I think is voodoo. Probably they jazzed you. That's the only thing that would make sense to me. In this day and age, someone is catfishing you.
I was catfished. I'm gonna clear up all your questions. G was the catfish using T's photos and videos to build a false identity. He had Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, all with followers. His best friend even had an Instagram with thousands of followers as well. We only talked on the phone. We never FaceTimed or met in person. How did I fall in love with somebody that I never even saw? Had it not been COVID, I firmly believe this never would have happened, but it was. And I was at home, I had no job, and I was bored. He was in Florida, I was in Connecticut, so I already expected not to see him. I was suspicious from day zero. I had continuously asked to FaceTime. He always had an excuse, so I would just settle for phone calls. And our phone calls turned into all-day phone calls, which turned into overnight phone calls. We would watch shows together, movies, play games. We were constantly on the phone. The emotional connection and attachment I had to G was very real. And it was probably stronger than any other relationship I had been in because it was all we had. G love bombed the fuck out of me, and when he knew he had me where he wanted me, he took advantage of that. I shut my friends, my family out, I isolated myself. In my gut, I knew something was wrong, but I had already invested so much time. I sacrificed friendships. I wanted to see my return. It came to a point where I'd made it this far without seeing him. That was another week or two, and then it turned into a month. That rolled into several months. But in the scheme of things, it felt like nothing if we were gonna spend our lives together, which I know sounds insane, but when you're manipulated and you're in love, or you think you are, you will do some crazy shit. This is how I was catfished for so long. The first couple weeks or months of our relationship was pretty good. He did love bomb the fuck out of me, but at that point, I had no idea what that was. I'd never experienced that. I've never felt so connected to somebody just over the phone. As time went on, it got really hard. There were days that I didn't leave my room, weeks that I didn't leave my house. My mom had to come into my room and pull my curtains open. She begged me to do anything. She asked my friends to make plans with me. I was severely depressed. He was my abuser, but my safe space. He was the source of all my pain and all my happiness. He was my enemy and my best friend. I was scared to make plans, scared to leave my house, scared to not be available when he called. I was scared to miss any opportunity to potentially meet him. I put my life on hold. Don't ever do that. Every time he canceled, he would counter with an even grander idea. This would keep me hopeful. Every time I broke up with him, he came up with another empty promise to keep me from walking away. He knew exactly how to manipulate me. He controlled everything, my mood, my happiness, my life. I cried almost every day for a year straight. It took me a while, but I eventually reached my breaking point, which is why I hired the PI. And even though I knew it wasn't going to be good news, I needed the concrete evidence. I don't care to know exactly who this is anymore, and that is not my goal. My goal is not to reveal their identity. My goal is just to share my story. I don't expect anyone to understand how this happened. And sometimes I don't even understand how I let it get so far, but I need to remember to give myself grace. I was vulnerable and manipulated, and I was in love, and it's not my fault that someone took advantage of that. My intentions were always pure. I don't expect anyone to feel bad for me. I don't even feel bad for myself. I honestly feel bad for G, because I get to show up as me every day and feel accepted and loved. And G clearly did not feel that. I said this to him when I moved to Miami, and I'll say it again. I truly hope one day G finds genuine love, one that doesn't require lies and manipulation. And I do forgive G. I'm closing this chapter in my life. I honestly wouldn't change a thing. Thank you for listening to my story. I love you all so much.
That was a very sad story, and I hope she's okay. I hope she has moved on from that. I know she said she's okay right now, but I hope she's truly okay. It's a very sad story, but I can't even stay here and judge her. People are different. Some people are very sweet and also naive at the same time. Some people think that the fact that they are not wishing the next person evil, the next person might not be wishing them evil. I used to be that way. Honestly, I used to be that way some years back. You would not be expecting anyone to think evil of you or even have evil thoughts towards you, because you are not thinking evil of anybody. You're not wishing anyone bad. So in your head is all good, but you don't know that people are evil. Some people are naturally evil, and those are the kind of people that fall prey for this, because to them, since they are not thinking of scamming anyone, they wouldn't think the other person is there to scam them. But I tell you, that's not how the world is. It's just like you driving on the road, saying that you've gone for the best driving lesson, you have the driving license, you've got the best trainer and everything, you're good at driving. Because of that, you cannot have an accident. But let me tell you, driving on the way, accident can happen from different ways. You can't be on the road and someone hits you. You didn't hit the person. You're driving rightly, doing everything that is required of you, following road signs and everything, and a mad driver hits you. That tells you that even when you are in your rights, you are in your own space thinking good, beware that people out there can be planning evil for you. So because of that, you also have to protect yourself. Don't just think, oh, you're good. That's good enough. Think good of people and also protect yourself.
If you get catfished in 2024, I have no remorse, because there's absolutely no reason that somebody can't FaceTime you, WhatsApp you, Zoom call you. Like, there's so many different ways. So if you believe that somebody's camera's broken, then that's on you. And on top of that, there's a whole show about that. Come on, bro. Like, come on. Let's just be real. Personally, me, if we talking and you can't FaceTime me within the first 2-3 days, I automatically think you're a catfish. Because, like, come on, we in 2024. There's so many different ways to talk to somebody. So if you get catfish, that's all on you, because you're delusional. I don't care what nobody says, how nobody makes you feel, if you fall in love. And if you fall in love with somebody over the phone that you've never spoke to in person, that's wild. Especially if you haven't seen them, that's even more wild. I think that some people just need to be realistic, seriously, because, come on, if somebody doesn't want to FaceTime you or any type of video method, especially if y'all live far from each other, that's not dumb. They're catfishing you. Like, you need to understand that. Genuinely, I feel bad for these type of people, because it's like, come on, if somebody doesn't FaceTime you at least once the whole time y'all been talking, especially if y'all been talking for years and you never seen this person, yeah, you deserve it. Like, honestly, you can't even commiserate to anybody about what you're going through, because you were dumb enough to fall for it, and you deserve it. And even worse, when you send money to people that you do not know, that's even worse. Like, you don't deserve to have that money if you're sending it to people that you're meeting on the internet. That's crazy.
Signs you're getting catfished. One, they can never video chat. They might say that they're busy and come up with excuses, but if they're always texting you but can never video chat, that is a big sign that you're getting catfished. They have all this time to text you but not video chat. Two, they seem too good to be true. If they have this crazy story or they seem perfect, then that's a sign that they might not be the person that you think they are. Three, the friendship or relationship starts progressing really quickly and they start asking for personal information, or they might ask for money. Don't give out your personal information, especially if you don't know them that well.
So ladies, you have to be smart out there. People are still getting catfished in this day and age, and I believe the scammers are always devising new means, new ways, new strategy to catfish people, to scam people. So you have to be very smart if you are on a dating site. If you would love to know some of the tricks men use on dating sites, click this video here. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and like if you're here to do so, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.